Hey, you guys, there is a hidden truth in the Bible that I want to share with you today. And honestly, it might just blow your mind. But before I even read the verse, let me tell you why I'm making this video. Because I am tired of seeing Christians fighting each other online. I'm tired of seeing Christians using verses like swords to cut each other down. I'm tired of Christians using theology like a trophy to say, I'm right and you're wrong. A lot of Christians are acting like children fighting over crumbs when their Father, our Father, has already set the table. So, this message isn't going to be soft. This message is going to sting a little. And honestly, every single time that I talk about these two verses coming together, it convicts me as well. So, let's start with a prayer. Father, let your truth be spoken. Not my words, but yours. Let it pierce hearts, break through pride, and transform those who hear it. Let faith be seen, not just in arguments or clever words, but in real fruit and real deeds, the kind that brings glory to you. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. So let's start with the first verse. This passage is from Matthew chapter 20, verses 20 through 21. It says, Then the mother of James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came to Jesus with her sons. She knelt respectfully to ask a favor. And Jesus said, What is your request? And she said,
My Lord, grant that these my two sons may sit, one at your right hand and the other at your left, in your kingdom.
One on your right and the other on your left. But Jesus, he said, You don't know what you are asking. Are you able to drink from the bitter cup of suffering I am about to drink? When the 10 other disciples heard what James and John had asked, they were indignant.
Why are you arguing among yourselves about who is the greatest?
We just want what is best for the kingdom.
Now, this is a bold request. She imagined, the mother of James and John, she imagined Jesus sitting on a throne like a king of this world, with gold, with power, with influence, with armies and chariots. And she wanted her sons to sit next to him in glory, even if it meant stepping over the others. It's a very human kind of ambition. We get it. We can understand that, right? Now, fast forward to the crucifixion. It says, Matthew chapter 27, verse 38. Then two robbers were crucified with Jesus, one on the right and another on the left. And many women who had come from Galilee with Jesus to care for him were watching from a distance. Among them were Mary Magdalene, Mary, the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of James and John. Do you see what just happened? Do you see what God did here? The same woman who once came to Jesus and asked for her sons to be seated at his right and left hand, God made sure that that same woman would be present at the crucifixion. And in that moment, she would see firsthand what it truly looked like to be at the right and the left hand of Jesus. And I am convinced that she looked up at Jesus on the cross, that she looked up at the two thieves crucified beside him, and that she felt a deep conviction in her soul as she remembered her bold request. See, the places at the right and left of Jesus are not thrones of gold, they are crosses of suffering. The kingdom wasn't established through armies and crowns. It was established through blood, through sacrifice, through love. See, we love the idea of sitting next to Jesus in glory. We love the idea of having that perfect theology, the sharpest arguments, the most eloquent prayers, the gold star, if you will, of Christian life. But Jesus didn't call us to the spotlight. He called us to the cross. Matthew chapter 16, verse 24 says, Then Jesus said to his disciples, If anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. So, my friends, if we want to be near him, we must walk where he walked. Not to atone like he did, obviously only he can do that, but to die to ourselves, to die to our pride, to die to our bitterness, to die to our need to win every time, to die to our hatred toward those who disagree with us. Isaiah chapter 58 tells us what true worship actually looks like. It says, "Is not this the kind of fasting that I have chosen? To loose the chains of injustice and untie the cords of the yoke, to set the oppressed free and break every yoke? Is it not to share your food with the hungry and to provide the poor wanderer with shelter? When you see the naked, to clothe them and not to turn away from your own flesh and blood?" This is what it means to stand beside Jesus. Not on a throne, but at the cross. Not chasing influence, but laying down our own lives for others. So let me ask you a hard question. Do you really want to be next to Jesus? Because being next to Jesus means laying down your life for the people who hate you, for the people who mock your faith, for the people who disagree with you politically, for your enemies, for your neighbor, for the outcast, for the broken, for those who make you want to fight back. Mark chapter 9, verse 35 says, "Whoever wants to be the first must take last place and be the servant of everyone else." And that is the hidden key of the kingdom. Greatness in God's kingdom doesn't look like power. It looks like a cross. So instead of fighting for the best seat at the table, let's kneel at the foot of the cross. Because guess what? That's exactly where Jesus is. God bless you.